We're live.
We're live. Hey, what's up, everyone?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, I know. I'm just doing the intro. What's up, everyone?
Okay.
This is Tevio's channel. We're here to talk about a discussion on the death of Gwen. No, wrong girl.
The Kevin Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. Oh man, the irony is just gonna be so good. I can't wait. In fact, I want it so bad. Anyway.
Yeah, because this stream activity was just random, so.
Who's fucking contacting you now?
I have no idea. And continue.
Anyway.
For a minute.
Anywho. Yeah, guys. Apparently Marvel's could have a pair of balls on everything. And let's not beat ourselves in the bush. Let's not lie to ourselves. Marvel looks at Mary Jane as just a tool for Peter. You'll never have the character grow, because if they actually wanted the character to grow, they would have done that with Gwen. Because Gwen and Mary Jane are the same archetypes, same character in many levels. They serve the same purpose in general. Storytelling, the design of that particular character, about her, she is the only thing, in a lot of ways, fills in and builds up to what she is, or what he is. Now, if they kill off Mary Jane, it will just be a nail in the coffin and more proven the fact that, why did anyone not see the truth or not do their homework? Because if they did not see the reason why they killed off Gwen Stacy, what makes you think they would not do the same with Mary Jane? There's a reason why people don't want to admit that. They'll say Marvel's to blame, the writers has a dumb idea. Well, I mean, put yourself in your shoes in the writer's chair. Would you want to write a married couple? Sure, at one hand, yes. But the other hand, people like me are not really interested on that. They're not really interested in that because there's more to Peter as a superhero than as a family man. The problem is about Spider-Man is you have a character that ultimately, in a lot of ways, hasn't got a writer that fully understands him, like Dan Slott. I feel like we need someone, in a lot of ways, we get something like Dan Slott, because Dan Slott made Spider-Man better. And ever since then, it's been straight downhill. It's been straight downhill. And if anyone could understand that, thank you. But you have to look at story purposes. Does she really help Spider-Man? Does she benefit the character? Not really.
I think she does everything for years.
No. What I mean is, like, now, these days, does she really help the character of Spider-Man? She really doesn't. I mean, if she does, it's only a small, minute thing. I mean, back in the older days of comic books, she was just a love interest of Spider-Man. Or just a wife of his, where he goes home after he is done doing work, and that's all she does. It was almost like a slap in the face. I mean, look at, for example, of the PS4, PS5 version of Mary Jane. She's more worthy of Peter's love, because in a lot of ways, she's just like him, but in a different situation, a different direction. She doesn't do that in the comics. And when the time when she does that in the comics, it's a small, short time.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, go on. You go, man. I mean, like, I'd love to hear your opinion about this.
Yeah, like I said before, this video was watching I did made one because of an article I read, and we didn't cut the shades, and this thing, I did make a video about this and find this makes me angry, but not angry, saying no, I'm not shocked about it because it makes people mad at me and it may be a shocker. And it might be correct if they do the ball to pull that trigger, then fuck. It's the end of the line at this point. And we did think about this. Apparently, there was an article which said, Owen Jefferson managed Black in the series, which I mean empowered with order empowered with dress, with as compared to the current arc. And so we'll see how that came about. My theory, the power could probably kill off. If that does happen, then it was screwed. But that's the main thing. That is a thing, but I think that'll be addressed soon.
If they don't pull that trigger, they only did it just because the editors, in a lot of ways, don't want to lose that girl. Because in a lot of ways, the editors look at Mary Jane as that little girl that they literally made for her. Because she will forever be the replacement of Gwen Stacy. They hated that relationship. Stan Lee was very angry at the people in Marvel for killing his character off because that, in a lot of ways, the original intentions was to have Peter be with Gwen Stacy.
Yep. Hi, Natty.
And the problem is, but I'll just say this right now. The problem is, if they kill her off, I mean, it's only going to be more like, well, you just really kind of pissed. You just really doing it just to spite fans, just to have them shut up. Yep. And it would cement the coffin. Now, granted, how much further where people will read Spider-Man, that's going to be a very interesting.
Yeah.
I would be very looking forward to see the future without Mary Jane, because in a lot of ways you have. I mean, like you have territory where you could do many possibilities of doing Spider-Man, because I feel like Mary Jane is just nothing more than a quick cash grab, like people like Tevya, who clearly don't want to hear and don't want to accept the truth that they're only doing it just to spite fans like you, who clearly want to fucking absolutely hoping and praying God that we're gonna get that relationship back. We're not. We're just not.
And according to the article, I can see that many people will be very mad at me. I can see Nick Rowe told me not to make Congressman after the issue comes out. People will be upset. And I know you can't tell what happened, but can you show what editorial reaction when we pitch this to them? Nick the Madman, so he's completely down. I don't know how it went when he ran out.
Oh, they'll let it go. They'll let it go. I mean, like, give it a year or two. I mean, this guy won't do a damn thing. I mean, like this, everyone will look at him like, yeah, whatever, and that's it. They'll drop that. Yeah, don't go any conventions. Don't go anywhere because you might get absolutely fucking literally mobbed.
Yeah,
and honestly, I think that's worth doing. But they'll get over it. They'll get over it because, in a lot of ways, A, it's a comic book. B, no one really gives a shit. You still have your games. You still have your books. You still have your shit. You still have things to go. But the main centerpiece is the L factor for you people would be absolutely 10 out of 10 will be.
I just read Devil Gwen say the Guardian and Devil Gwen say, but I don't know how I feel about the change for Mary Jane. Yep.
Well, honestly, that's just that. Well, to me, I really want it because you want to know why. The fact why, because when I look at Mary Jane, even though I love her, I seriously do. I love Mary Jane. I think she's an awesome character, but I'm not going to bullshit you all. Every time I look at her, I look at it as a successful agenda character because they hated Mr. Blondie. And when I studied that character, that you're having right now on your fucking screen, I'm literally looking at that like, why can't we have that version? Why can't we have that version of Mary Jane? I mean,
in the open comics.
No. What I mean is, why can't we have that version where she's risking her life going forward to get a story, get something, and actually be more interesting and more dynamic going forward? The reason why they're not doing that is because they don't believe that in her. They don't. That's the point. That's the problem that people don't really see. And I try to tell you that, Tevya. I think sometimes you don't like to hear it because in a lot of ways you just don't like hearing the truth. But, you know, when you look at Mary Jane, when does she really was valuable? Only certain storylines that actually made her more important. Renew Your Vows, the whole Iron Spider storyline where she saved Spider-Man and Iron Man, and then after that, the whole wedding between Peter and MJ. That's it in the main continuity. She's never the Renew Your Vows. She's never the.
I'm gonna check out what a Dark Spider-Man issue 1. I don't know. I may check it out. Maybe. What's your opinion on that?
Anyway, enough though. But I'm just saying, she's never that important. When I look at Renew Your Vows, I'm like, why can't we have this? There's no excuse. Why couldn't we do it? I'm looking forward to that reading. I really am.
Yeah, that's Nate's question.
That's going to be really interesting. I'm not going to lie. That's going to be very interesting.
I'm sure about that, even though I know it's based Spider-Gwen, but the what if dark part?
No, they're gonna do something that you didn't see coming. So honestly, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're dark. Kind of like the same thing, kind of like the Dark Motivate version, but from Marvel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I hate the Shadow Clone shot. It's such a bad idea. Stop doing clones.
No, more clones. More clones, the better for me.
Yeah.
No. And I'm like, stop doing clones. No. Still, more clones, the better.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, I love the Clone Saga. It's one of the greatest. Oh, so good. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways, we needed one more thing at the from this article I meant for. With it's article. How long do you see Maze Batman? I see Mr. I will past issue 50 at the very least. Once we get there, we just have to see. I'm getting video with that thing. But I'll be on this wrong that I can really do it. If I can do it, they'll have to kick me off this book. They're not going to understand, but I'm in the long haul. I'm here until issue 50. So yeah, issue 50 will be end of double run. Now, when this one ends, what type is going to change? If they pull the trigger to Kevin again, what does it mean for P as a whole?
No. I'll answer it for you. Nothing will change. You want to have Spider-Man better? You want to have Spider-Man to have interesting stories? Get a guy that will stay in there for the long run, for better and for worse. Because even if he does everyone's wishes on getting Peter and Mary Jane back together, how long is that going to go stale? Very quickly. Yep. It's the same thing how I feel with Rebirth, where how long that went. Oh, yeah, I went a year or two, and then that went to stale. That's pretty much it. And when you have that going forward, when you have that shit going forward on that stuff, you look at that situation where do you go and make Spider-Man interesting? You have him go in a territory that he hasn't fully explored, the Spider-Verse. Or dealing with villains.
We did that too many times.
No, we haven't done it too many times. We've done it like at least twice. I mean,
three
times. But I'm talking about in the Amazing Spider-Man book, where we haven't fully done it in the way where the Spider-Verse is doing. I'm talking about the movies and a certain book series called Web Warriors. I want to see something like that in the Amazing Spider-Man book, or I want to see something where we bring back classic Spider-Man villains like a Hobgoblin, or
actually they did do it. They bring a Hobgoblin back in the
recent books. Well, they need to do a better. Well, they need to do a better job because I really am not really impressed.
President for me, do this story. I want this. I want this future. I've made about
Oh, you're gonna get. Oh, dude. Hey, if my theory is right, you might actually get that. But what you're actually looking, that little girl, is not married. It is not Mayday Parker. That's probably.
Fuck. So what? Who will it be if it's not Mayday? Annie?
It's the redheaded girl, and more likely, I will not be surprised that she will be called Mary Jane under just because she is taking the mantle, or she's taking the name of Mary Jane because
Her mother.
she looked at Mary Jane as her mother. And
what with the boy? What would you do with him?
Make him a villain.
Okay.
If I'm right in all this, like, you're gonna hate me forever.
I'd say that the Clone Saga is interesting.
It is. It like be like I do recommend the 2010-ish version or the Ultimate.
Yeah, the real Clone Saga. I did own that book.
Really great book, really good stuff. Don't like the original book, and I'm talking about the original issue of the Clone Saga or the second. The first one,
Saga.
yeah, the '90s one, yeah. The first one
this
was
one's
okay.
Great. I love the story. It's like the Clone Saga. That's first of all. Second of all, it makes it better by having the things that I made part alive and kicking. I am a good baby. It's such a good story.
Yeah, it doesn't. In a lot of ways, it makes Ben Reilly more an important character because, in a lot of ways, you could absolutely make your own headcanon to where Kane could fall into the footsteps of his story, but then later on, Ben Reilly's that friend of his / brother that can help him and mentor him a little bit, and then Kane does his own Spider-Man and calls himself the Scarlet Spider, and would be great. But, the facts are, when you look at the situation on Spider-Man, there really hasn't been anything interesting since Dan Slott left. And if you want to count the last writer, fucking racist bastard.
Nick Spencer?
Yeah, Nick Spencer. Ruined my Captain America the worst way possible. And clearly just went out of his way to make his agenda successful. It had to take fucking Marvel Studios to bring him back to where he needed to be. And, granted, his book's okay. It's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Not the greatest, but, that's what you get when you're going forward with the Captain America.
Yeah. Free comic day, May 6th. Also, the years at my comic store. Nice. That's cool.
I mean, I'm okay. Like, go on you. I talked almost too much in here. Let's hear your opinion on everything. And how do you respond to my claims and my statements? Oh man, I love to hear this, and I love to hear everyone else's thoughts because I'm wide open. You can contact me on my channel. I can discuss it to you. I'll gladly have that conversation because honestly, to me, the buying and selling, they're only doing this just to make sure that people will buy it, just like they did before with the death of Gwen Stacy. And then when that shit was a shitstorm, 30 issues later, they had him hook up with someone else. Kind of fishy, right? And now, what did that issue landed on? The original Clone Saga. Boy, I'm glad to see you, Mary Jane. When the actuality never fucking literally had an infatuation on the woman, he clearly just treated her like everyone else, and clearly, just,
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a Don DC books.
Do you think
I've been taking Don DC so far, and Don DC's been interesting. Then I go to Action Comic, Superman, and Flash.
What do you think?
By the way, where's Flash? You get my wish, baby. I got Super Zen back. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, you got kind of, only temporary. What do you think of Ben, the Spider Boy appearing in the ending of Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, Bailey. Yeah, that's in issue 7.
They should have done it years ago. It's the last milking the cow. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Um,
I brought Bayer the Cutter. I don't give a damn as Cutter. He's not innocent. He's basically be a ripoff Sentry. Oh joy! Another Sentry ripoff. Woo.
wait, really? Really?
Yeah,
Oh, he's a crybaby? No, please, Xavier, you're lying to me. I'm coming after you. I mean, seriously, he's a Sentry boy. I can't do it because I'm too much of a wuss.
No, he's not. Kind of. It's made the same
The
backstory.
void, the void. Oh God, fuck that garbage! I swear to God,
Yeah,
stay.
it is. Yep.
Why would anyone want that?
Better boy. Peter and I, we've
What?
been a million events together. God, you know me. It's Bailey. Yep.
Oh, I'll say this.
Sound
Why?
familiar?
No, I'll say this. Why would anyone want fucking Sentry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Makes no sense. But anyway, enough of me ranting.
Yeah. Basically, then he leaves. Said, "I'm out. Screw you, all you. I'm out," and he leaves. Yep.
Oh, who gives a crap? We'll see him if he ever gets another book. If he gets a book, but this is probably not the last time we see that character. Guarantee you, Dan.
Give me the backstory. It's Sentry. It's basically Sentry's backstory of a Spider person, and he's been 6.
Yeah, basically, you're telling me he's got a void issue. He's got a dual personality.
We don't know yet. We just found out.
I swear to God, like if that's the case, I'm literally gonna take a little note on Dan Slott. But I'm gonna set a note like, why did you wrote Sentry Boy in Spider-Man? Really makes no sense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
give me the backstory that we've been a million events together. God, you know me. Except people don't mind know. Yeah, this is Sentry's backstory. This is Sentry's backstory.
We don't know. Like I'll say this. To me, like we'll know everything if he is gonna act like Sentry. Like Sentry is a character that's a fucking wuss. It's a wuss. He's a character that basically clearly does not want to get his shit together and just absolutely kick some ass and take some names. He is a character that in a lot of ways is just don't want to fight. That's Sentry, if there ever was one. But the problem I will say is are they going to give him a book or is it just a one-time thing? If it's just a one-time thing, just because Marvel and fans wanted to see a Spider Boy, then who really gives a shit? Really, I'm just saying.
Spider-Man origin will be upcoming at Spider-Man issue 3 and origin tied to Dark Corner Spider-Man history. So it is Sentry's origin. Great. Wonderful. Woo.
We'll see how it goes, guys. We'll see how it goes. Because honestly, I'll be putting my eyes like on Dan. Like he just wants to write Sentry, but and granted, you will. Is it going to be successful? Probably not.
We have no idea.
And or if it is successful, I mean, Dan Slott's one lucky son of a bitch. Because honestly, when you look at the buying and selling. It is what it is. If we go Spider-Man, every Spider-Man has a tragic backstory. I mean, that's what sells, buddy.
That's true, yeah. Let's see. We don't need Spider-Man to die. We don't need Mary to die. I agree. Peter should be married at this point because I said one of my last.
I say no. Well, we technically could say the same thing with Gwen. There was no reason for her to be killed off. There was no reason for her to killed off. Go read Amazing Spider-Man, issue 98, volume 1, the first run of Spider-Man. Go read that. You're telling me they were going to kill her off? And if that's the case, then it makes no difference than what they have done to Spider-Man in the current Spider-Man books. You gotta look at past.
Texas that they got married.
What?
Did in Texas.
That what if fucking storyline where.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good, interesting what if. Like, it's kind of irony where I'm like, it's no different than renew your vows. It's no different. Renew your vows when you come to think of it.
Yeah, not Mexico. I got my state fixed up. My bad. Yeah, Mexico is the one who did it.
I
It's
mean, like,
I wonder. I wonder if that thing's still going or not. Hmm. What
I
else?
mean, when I look at, I will say this. When I'll tell you this, guys. When I look at Marvel, I really, really just don't care what Marvel does. At this point now, they've proven many, many
Yeah.
times. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they've gotten their way so many times. What is the point complaining about something that in a lot of ways they've gotten away with murder? The fan base, like you, are gonna suck it up and eat and just take that shit and just ran with it. I mean, why would anyone be crying about it? I mean, seriously. I mean, granted, this is why I try to tell Tevia about this all the time. If they can kill off Mary Jane off, and yeah, a lot of it was very much very toxic. People got pissed off. People got very
Yeah.
upset. But but did that affect the Spider-Man books? No,
No.
no, it didn't. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people say like, "Oh, those days are long over." You surely haven't proven that.
Nope, I have
You
not.
surely haven't proven that. If those days were long over, we wouldn't be talking right now. In fact,
I
you
mean,
would.
being hard like Superman. Well, at this point, it's only a bullshit. Yeah, that
No, no,
might
like,
be.
oh, well, technically, what do you mean hard writer? You mean fan service that only cater to a certain fan base? Like, I'll say this right now. You got to look at the buying and selling. If you're trying to sell me a comic book that I clearly do not want to have, like, I do not want to read, then I'm not going to touch it. The reason I'm going to use Tevia's character. The reason
Yeah.
why they want to have me read his character, John Kent, is because they're putting a fan favorite character like Injustice Superman, and they could have gone many interesting directions with that character, and the story would be, and the endless possibilities would be endless because people like me are intrigued. People like me are actually excited because, like, wow, that's awesome. But with Superman, you, in a lot of ways, felt like cheated because, in a lot of ways, they gave up because of sheer blind stupidity because fan bullshit reasons. And I'm telling you the truth because I'm a guy who loves the New 52 and accepted the newer continuity, and honestly feel like in a lot of ways my Superman got thrown into the fucking blender, and then after that, and Mr. Extaltia Man came out of the door. Extaltia is
I
like
got
a
my wish, baby. Give me a baby. Woo!
yeah,
That's what happened.
and guess what? I call
Well,
Bendis
Flint is gonna destroy everything. Yeah.
and I call Bendis to go personally destroy that book because in a lot of ways that book destroyed mine.
Well,
I'm just playing with you, Tavia. But yeah,
I mean,
but I get it. They
I
brought
hate this man so much.
so
Bendis
good.
is coming.
Bendis
Guys are
is
gonna warning.
coming.
Yep. Like, this would have found you call me. This broke me. Like,
Oh, I laughed at this shit, dude. It was hilarious. Dude, I'm like, fuck. No way.
what shit to this shit?
And dude, I was surprised because the reason why they were doing it, the identity why they pulled that trigger is the main reason why they did that. The factor is they did it just to get people like me to go read that book. You gotta understand the buying and selling. The buying and selling is the number one thing to sell your product. If you're trying to have, like, for example, I'm going to use toys for example, because that's the same difference. That's the same thing with yours truly, comic books. Comic books, you have where you're trying to sell a product. If you're presenting me an action figure and it's got some cool stuff, you got to have my money right there. And if I like it, I'm paying you the money. But when you actuality giving me a situation where I don't give a shit. It looks cheap as fuck. There's no reason for me to buy it.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it really makes it more hilarious that, when I saw your character, you kind of had the same, like, almost exactly, and I mean exactly the thing I had with my Superman. They only did it just because of me in a lot of ways.
Well,
and how irony is that? How irony is that? Because I mean, like, it really just says a lot. So be like, I'm looking at you guys, and I'm be like, to me, I'm like, what do you want Marvel to be like DC? Marvel's never like that. If that was the case, you would have people like me getting what we wanted from how they treated us on WandaVision. Oh yeah, let's absolutely ruin that relationship. Let's destroy that whole marriage, and absolutely just wasted an entire decades of them being together in the Avengers comics, and ultimately just throw that on the wayside because of, we gotta save our X-Men problems, even though we're gonna not even in a lot of ways not fully commit to that, because in a lot of ways we just want to get rid of X-Men characters because we don't want to write them. It's just so fucking truth.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Let's see. Yeah. Can't stick on with question. Nice. I'll check it out. I'll check the stream out if you might get a chance. That's fun. Yeah, that's been finished from a good peek. Yeah. Sorry for the famous watching more. I told you would have been lost in translation if I said English. Guy, I understand. Yeah. New one Spider-Man by his superhero ally John Storm Academy. Yeah, that did happen. God, that was stupid. Oh, I hate that so much. Yeah. If we go Spider-Man child backstory. That's true, Footy. More on this under the merchant, I agree. Benoit, but I'm here to be Benoit. Yeah. He's
that
too far
character
gone.
no.
He's safe. He's fine.
No, Tevye, you don't understand. Like, that character's dead. He's not the same clone that we all knew. It's the difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference of, like, he's too far gone. That is just another version. That character that was in the 90s died. That is your main modern version of Spider-Man. A modern version of Miles. Modern version. What that character really needs to go is go back to the Jackal. Oh, man, get that shit locked and loaded.
Actually, Marvel won't do that. They're going to King Cat him now. No, he's not King Cat anymore. He just cat him. Because that's so evil. Fuck it. We made this cat villain now because we ran out of ideas.
Yeah, of course. I mean, for me, I'm like, whatever.
Thanks, Marvel. Sucks.
Anyway.
I hate this dad. Maybe it's time to pull the plug and just kill this cat off. Like,
they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna pull that shit. Why waste something that you could do endless possibilities of storytelling? And no one gives a shit about that fucking character because he hasn't got a fucking book that actuality can prove that. And plus, we don't have, in a lot of ways, I could say the same thing. Reason why I don't have my War Machine book. No one gives a shit about it. No one does.
Yeah. Even though he came out the Spider-Man, she did return in this book.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm like, I'm just saying, the buying and selling is your main thing, and if you don't have none of that in your Spider-Man book, I mean, it's just.
I'm not going to say I do agree. Gwen did not need to die on Devil Gwen's books. I can understand that.
Of course, she didn't. But there's a reason. There's a reason why, in a lot of ways, when you look at things, I mean, you wouldn't have stupidity at Marvel. But, people like to give Marvel the gullible situation, and they clearly don't want to look at the past histories of the mistakes and decisions that Marvel has done, and no one wants to do homework. I get it. People want to fucking literally just be angry because that's the new hot thing, because people don't want to see that Marvel at the time really doesn't want to have relationships, only for
Yeah.
personal exceptions like X-Men or other shit. I mean, like for me, for example, you think I like the fact that they literally cut tease every single time they have Jane Foster and Thor be together? I'm like, just fucking pull the trigger. Just what are you waiting for?
Yep. Indeed. So second time more arguing superhero fight and trying to do more of a fan up. I can understand that.
You can blame Civil War on that reason alone.
Yeah, Civil War caught this shit, John. They keep
But
doing
yet
it every
again,
single
Civil
time.
War is the reason why, in a lot of ways, Civil War was the reason why Marvel was successful again. You say that, but you tend to ignore the foundation of what that event made. It made Marvel interesting. It made Marvel worth a crap. Because in a lot of ways, everyone was like, what?
Yeah.
No way. No
Yeah,
way.
the OG Civil War wasn't a good event. I'll give it credit due. It did put Marvel on the map at the time, and did we didn't see
It brought people in. It brought people buying you got to look at it like the buying and selling aspect. The buying and selling aspect. They're trying to promote a comic. Huh?
And then a novel, Civil War.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yep. I found it just now. Oh. That's interesting.
I wonder if there's an audiobook of it. I wonder how interesting.
Yeah, there's an audiobook. I actually listened to it on Hooper.
Ah, fuck me.
The audiobook, yeah, it did some changing on what the people made it.
It probably It probably expanded upon a lot of things. I feel like the sign of everything that's gone in the past is what the hell is he trying to say? Hold on. I feel like this is the sign.
Here's sign everything that's gone past or what purpose it had when they first started is pointing at the thing about. Fair enough.
Well, when you look at things, when you're trying to sell a product, you got to look at the situation in a fashion where you got to make things by your book.
Yeah.
There we are.
I don't know what you're talking about. They don't understand it's 5. God. See, it's 5. Why?
Oh yeah, they're doing that. One of the actors that did the first two.
Yeah.
He's directing it.
Okay.
I'm actually kind of curious because I really love the first 3, and let's just say 4 just sucked balls.
Yeah, 4 is bad. Yeah.
And
I don't remember watching that.
I really wanna like a good one.
Yeah.
Comes up next.
Conclude. One is they're going to die. My bad, gotta take that shit in the past. Remember that thing doing Dark Web. You know Dark Web's over.
Yeah, and plus, and also, no, I want to also kind of go into that too. Like, it's also like that's a money grab too, because in a lot of ways, that is just only serving the artist's purpose, and everyone likes that artist's book, and especially the variant covers. They absolutely have that shit, and oh god, they look. I don't give a shit at the start. I just want to frame that in my wall. I mean, that's exactly how it is now. I mean, like you can grant you
probably amazing.
Yeah, the covers are amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I read Gwenpool. All right, love her.
Computer playing one DCEU could be just a more cinematic universe.
Oh wait, I heard your friend talking about. Oh, wait, what are you trying to say? Heard your friend talking about people.
DC.
Oh yeah. I mean, to me, the reason why I say that is, I mean, to me, the biggest problem on that whole thing is like that's the thing where people don't understand. Like, we don't even know what DC's movies are gonna go, but in terms of comic books, it's 2 different companies, really. It's 2 different business, 2 different business styles. DC does it because of they can make something. They look at it like a state of, why don't we try? Where
Yeah.
Marvel, they see it as like, if it's not going to throw in what we want, if it's not going to make money, we're not going to give a shit. Or if they do it, it's in their terms.
Agreed.
It's on.
That is true because the thing about the whole timeless stuff, that thing when we get into Kane, that thing when we get into the whole future of the Marvel Universe thing, both people, that thing was a cash grab.
Yeah, it was a cash grab because it was cash like Civil War 2. Civil War 2.
Yeah, Civil War 2 was not cash grab, that is true.
Civil War 2 was
the young guy dying.
Yeah, granted, they only did that because they did that because people wanted to see that whole thing because, like the first time, who was blamed, who was hated when Cap died?
Iron Man.
Iron Man, of course. Who was hated for years. And so much so that everyone, not just the Marvel heroes, comic book fans hated him.
True, yeah.
So,
yeah,
that is saying a lot.
Oh yeah, War Machine, he died too.
Which honestly, he should stay dead because they haven't done anything worth the fucking shit on him.
Yeah.
And it's almost depressing because I want a War Machine comic. I really do.
Yeah.
But no one gives a shit.
You're so stupid. Why?
I mean, like, you want comic
books. Hulk died. He died too.
Well, Hulk, that was actually surprising because, but yet again, I mean, like, that may be the nail in the coffin on that because when they did Immortal Hulk and the current Hulk book.
Yeah, Immortal Hulk after this BS.
Yeah, I mean, like, not so good. In a lot of ways, I don't feel so good in my response on Hulk comics.
Yeah. They said that on the Secret Empire. This did not happen. The Secret Empire went nowhere.
Of course. That we all thinking like that something big is going to happen. It's good marketing scheme, but shit, but it went nowhere. And when you have that stuff going forward, Marvel has a good way of marketing things very well. But the problem is about Marvel now is the fan base of Marvel has not raised that conversation. Yeah. Where do you go with a character in a lot of ways hasn't got a good writer since that writer left? You either get a writer, train that writer to be like he would do, or something better going forward. But instead of that, we get angry and butthurt because, he ruined my character. We act like children, and we clearly just a bunch of geeks. And this is why a lot of times comic book fans are a joke. You wonder why you literally ask that question. You ask that question, and you wonder why Marvel laughs us. And I'm going to say this, laugh us. Like, I'll say this.
No.
I mean, they probably make a big kick out of us every time they do shit like this in the Spider-Man books. Because in a lot of ways, they know deep down, we could give Mary Jane and Peter Parker back together. We could do it anytime, any place. And it would make money, and they know it. Because Renew Your Vows was one of the highest books when it came out.
And I love Renew Your Vows. I've been saying for years Renew Your Vows.
But again, like Renew Your Vows, like I own that book. No. Listen, it's like Renew Your Vows. Nobody cared about it. The moment they changed the formula and aged up Anna Parker, everybody hated it. And you can clearly see the fan service garbage that people look and they don't want to accept the L factor. They don't. Yet again, think before you buy things. Actually question yourself to make it more possible to where, is it truly investing or is it just wasting my time? Because in a lot of ways, a character like that should be accepted. There is no reason for her to get criticized. The problem is people didn't like it because they aged her up and they lost the whole nostalgia. because the book
Mm-hmm.
became her book. And then when that
Which is kind of ironic because Jerry Conway, the original writer who wrote this great book, left the book and all that he had to change it for the change and writing it up because of reasons. And we got no way
probably
to go over and the book tanked in sales.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
And you
yeah.
know, they didn't like I'll say this, that was the closest thing you're ever gonna get to Peter and MJ together and actually
Yep.
mean something. But when you lose that whole book and you lose that whole thing, like, yeah, the stories may not be good, but you got to keep on buying it if you want to see them together. And if
She
it's,
did come out in college in College issue
yeah,
4.
no, and she's great. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She should have a book. She should have her own book. Makes no
I'm
sense to me.
shocked they're not getting on book with at this point because what we saw with that Hell and the Spider's book, which technically is the Secret Spider, but not, yeah, whatever. That's Lost book, but whatever. As far as that's concerned, yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got one way off topic.
No,
we
no,
got
no.
a
This is
Rambo book.
no. This is a perfect. This is a perfect conversation to put it in because in a lot of
Yeah,
ways it's the Mary Jane's topic. So if
that's
Marvel,
true. Yeah, it's probably again.
so in a lot of ways, I mean, like if they kill Mary Jane off, it's only inevitable. I mean,
Yeah.
this is why I talk to you all the time about Spider-Man, and I talk to
Yep.
you about Spider-Man all the time about like, I mean, like, what is the what makes you want to read Spider-Man? And you say, oh, I like Mary Jane and Peter Parker together. I'm like, well, you had a book with that. Did you support it? And you say yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bought it 100%.
Then my only guess is then honestly you did what you could to support that book to where now more than ever there's nothing you can do
Yeah.
because in a lot of
I
ways
tried my best to what we knew about. I bought every single issue in there, but I could. I reviewed it on my channel, every issue.
did you get did you buy the new volumes of Spider Girl?
Oh yeah, the digital ones.
No.
Yeah,
I mean I mean the big deluxe ones that are coming out with Spider Girl. The re-release of the first run.
Ta-da.
Okay. I think there's another one coming. I don't know, but I'll have to check on. I still need to check though. I still need to get all those books because she's on my list of.
Yeah, I have volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have all the Spider books.
I think there's a volume 5. Hold on,
I'm
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna go look because in a lot of ways, I mean, I still am hoping they do more volumes of classic Spider-Man 29 volumes, but but besides all that stuff, I'm trying to in a lot of ways, I want you and your viewers to understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Do I want Mary Jane to get killed?
No, I not read Gwenpool. I don't read Gwenpool.
I read Gwenpool. She's awesome. She's great. I'm hoping that actress who was in Wednesday actually really is casted as that character because I really think it'd be really cool.
That'd be fun.
Plus, I think it would be be really good replacement on Deadpool to an extent because I just kind of feel like that would make really interesting.
Yep.
Because she would actually make.
Going to be incredible. I agree. That movie was fantastic. I'm looking forward to Cross Beverage. One thing. Well, maybe two things. One, Michael Admiralty in that movie I'm looking forward to. Second of all, Spider-Gwen, but more because for the romance. Third of all, the big thing, and this thing does.
Yeah, actually, I want to say that on the whole. I want to say something about the whole
Across Spider-Verse.
Yeah. The whole thing about Spider-Verse. Like, I want the Miles and Gwen to fully be a couple.
Same.
I really think they're really great, and I really think they're really awesome together. I really feel like, in a lot of ways, it breaks my heart every time that, in a lot of ways, that you don't see them in them being together in the comics, but in the movies they do.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying, Tevye?
Mm-hmm. I get it.
And I really feel like their chemistry really works, and I just feel like when they tried it in the comics, I'm like, it's good in my book. I like Miles. I like Spider-Gwen. I'm like, it makes no sense. I mean, it would be good for business because in a lot of ways, like I said with the X-Men 90s cartoon, you would kind of consider those books to be canon because it's another extension of that relationship. It's not like, for example, the X-Men comics, when they're wearing the same outfit, the same shit in the comics and the cartoon, you kind of feel like those are the same characters in that particular show to the books. In a lot of ways, it really is good for business because you would get people that are reading the book to go buy it. It really just makes no sense. And I just kind of feel like in a lot of ways just a slap in the face that they just don't want to pull that trigger. But yet again, this is what Marvel does. Marvel doesn't give a shit about you. They only give a shit about what themselves. They want. Yeah. Unlike DC, where they don't really care. They really don't. They'll just write what sells. Yep. That's exactly why John Kent was gay. That's the why, that's a lot of reasons why Rebirth was successful. That's like they see dollar signs. Yep. With Marvel, they want to publish what they want. They want to publish what they want. And I'm more of the corporate side on that because I don't like the typical formula of we'll just write whatever because in a lot of ways, for better or for worse, because in a lot of ways, if you do that story, if you do that direction on anything, on just like catering whatever fan base on DC, I mean, it's only going to look bad in your end because people like me are going to be not going to read that, not going to care for that, and only people like me are going to come to DC if you're actually going to tell a story that's actually worth buying. When I look at Marvel, I am knowing what I'm getting myself into. I know what I'm getting myself into going forward. So, yeah, I get everyone's complaining on Marvel, especially you, Tevya. I'm just trying to have everyone get prepared on the worst aspect.
Which I remember before, what I want is being Parker. Which I'm getting in the movie that may have it, but I see that in itself. That's being Parker. So, with that logic in generality, if Marvel was smart and we were actually wish they were, they would pull the trigger. Like Marvel.
No. I'll say this. They probably will. But it's not going to be what you want.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They will curve. No, I'll say this. They'll curveball it so bad because in a lot of ways, WandaVision.
Yep.
WandaVision. No reason to not capitalize on that. No reason. Just put them together, make a limited series. Everyone thought like me, we're like, they're doing Scarlet Witch and Vision having a show together, coming soon, in a couple months. Where the fuck is the comic book together? I mean, they already did that with Miss Marvel, not once or twice. And I'm guaranteeing you, sometime in October and November, you're probably going to have a Miss Marvel comic or the Marvels with all three of those characters going forward. And hell, they're already... I want to say this. They're already teasing of that particular story. That kid that plays Tommy is already posting that particular picture, and they're already teasing that story.
Which I love Wicked Speed. Wicked Speed, yes, Wicked is a good creator, but here's the thing though. Unlike other creators, this creator makes sense organic and not forced.
No. My response is, does he sell comic books? No.
He told me to make Young Avengers.
No. You can't deny it. No. Tevya, you can't bullshit me. You can't tell me. No one cares about Tommy. No one cares about it. It's the reason why he doesn't have a book. It's the reason why you don't have Young Avengers. Granted, that might change one day because when they do the Young Avengers in a comic book, when that show comes, or movie,
or something.
or something with it,
Yeah.
you will get something. But he
Yep.
does not sell.
Which is just sad.
He does not.
What the fuck?
And you wonder why. You wonder why. Because people are only going to pick the big characters that are popular.
Even though you're looking home and got married in the Empire Aftermath, that didn't happen. They got married and they got their own book. Kind of.
Yeah. No, they only had like a whole event comic. Event comic. Go down, scroll down. They're gonna. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, like they're already doing the Children
Crusade. Hang on.
Children Crusade. Yeah. They're already doing that for Scarlet Witch's solo movie.
Yeah, it is.
So again, I kind of ask all of you, like, if I can't get with that whole relationship, what, and also that particular characters of Scarlet Witch's kids getting a book or whatever, what makes it any different than what DC's publishing? I mean, the biggest thing is people don't want to look, people don't do research. Buying and selling is one thing. People are going to buy a character or not. That's the thing. The only reason why
Miles is did King the Conqueror in the Children Crusade. Wait. Children Crusade.
That was a one-shot story.
Oh, I know about that. Do I do any? I know what to do this year. I don't know about the one shot. I
knew that.
For MC2. White Vision.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was in the let's say one of Marvel's whatever issues.
Yeah.
With the Young Avengers book.
Oh,
look at that!
So I don't know having it in that.
I read that. It's okay, but it's just you're not missing much. Yeah. You're not missing much.
Like I read the main book, I not read the one shot, so I know what happened that thing.
I mean, like.
Anyways.
I mean, but I'm just kind of like, yeah. Let's kind of go forward with all this. Yeah. I do thank you for kind of like having me be a part of this whole video. I do thank you a lot.
Anytime.
Because I do want to have your audience kind of like, man, Tevia's friend was right. He was literally putting out all the facts, putting all the signs, trying to save us for the inevitable. And meanwhile, I'm just like, like Mephisto's doing, probably in hell, and just absolutely laughing my ass off. I won't be surprised they took my idea with the whole concept of, Mephisto took Mary Jane's soul, put her ass in hell, and she's going to be the main. Oh, man. Oh, the fire would just go flames.
If they pulled that trigger and they made Mephisto take Mary Jane into hell, and that's to save her, dude, I would buy up for one thing, when people like trick Mephisto's ass and save her. And then they get married again, and they get. No, wait!
Dude.
Take that even
smaller. Yeah, Gargoyle. Oh, no, don't say this. I want to reply to that comment of gargoyles. Just stop in my viewpoint, in this point of view, Marvel doesn't really care about the fans. They never did. They never.
Yeah, that's true.
They never. Look, buddy. I just want to say that. I want to just say this something right now. They never did.
Yeah.
It's been that way since the death of Gwen Stacy. Go read Amazing Spider.
That's the 70s.
Yeah, it's been that way since the 60s. Because I'm going to say this. You think this is Disney's employ? You could blame Disney for whatever bullshit garbage on what your personal feelings. But when you actually know and the patterns they have done over the years and decades, are you truly going to blame Disney? I don't think so. Learn to research and see the truth. The truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. They got rid of my favorite relationship just to fix their bullshit with X-Men problems.
Yep.
And granted, what did I do? Nothing. And the reason why they killed off Gwen Stacy is because they don't want to write her. They don't. They favor her. They favor Mary Jane in particular because they liked her more.
Yep.
That is
April
just the
Fool's joke.
hardcore.
That's funny. Oh, that's
But to
funny.
tell you the truth, but yet again, I mean, it's one more day, and Death of Gwen Stacy are no different because in a lot of ways they're two sides of the same coin. They're two
Yep.
sides of the same reason. They wanted classic Spider-Man. They got their wish.
Yep.
And they only put them together because of fan backlash and the whole factor of Peter having a depression arc because Peter couldn't stop thinking about Gwen Stacy. And then on top of that, and I know this because in the previous issue before the original first Clone Saga
Yep. The
started,
70s.
yeah, the 70s.
The 70s, I think.
Yeah, it was the 70s. Wait.
I'm not blaming Disney, but once you have bring that coming back and you don't really have to put effort. That is kind of true to think about it from that standpoint.
You could say that, yeah, you could say that. But,
Yep.
you know, when I literally point out the facts of where when you look at the first relationship, you got to look at in a lot of ways, what they wanted to do.
Yep.
And you couldn't make this shit up in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a lot of ways, the situation of, do they want to write Mary Jane and Peter Parker? No, they don't. They were forced to put them together, or just easy solution to put them together, because in a lot of ways, Peter was having depression issues. Peter couldn't stop thinking about Gwen Stacy, and you know, the only time that Peter had any connections with Mary Jane is the time where he was out with her, going to stores, going whatever, and he never had any infatuation with her. Writing aspect on a character, when you have a character connecting with someone else and then he flips a switch to where he's infatuated with another girl because dumb reasons or no reasons out of them all. I remember before they did the original Clone Saga, Peter and MJ were going out ice cream, and they ultimately never had any infatuation together. At least Peter. He never, because he loved Gwen. They made him grow up because they know the truth is inevitable, that they fucked up, and she and Mary Jane was only damage control. Now, the only reason why they had them together is because they chose her to be that person.
Yep.
And Stan Lee hated that. Stan Lee hated it, and eventually he grew to accept it, but he said in an interview that, if anything, Peter's true love is Gwen Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been that way. Every Clone Saga, he's having difficult times because she's that girl that in a lot of ways belongs to him.
Yep.
In a lot of ways, she's that girl that was Peter's first love. Now, the reason why they're going to kill Mary Jane off, or if they do, is because they have no interest on her. And plus, they did the One More Day storyline in the whole movies.
Mm-hmm.
What is the desire for them to have them together is beyond me if they have her come back. And if they only do, is she's only a minor character going forward. The problem is you have to see in story logic reasons that is what they put themselves in a corner. And the main reason why they kill off Gwen Stacy, and I won't be surprised, it's the same with killing off Mary Jane, if they do. If not, you're always going to have a clickbait comic book with Mary Jane because she has no value in the book. She has no purpose. She has no desire. She's just a fan service because people like you will ultimately buy the book because the book is tanking because of you not liking the stories.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Facts over facts.
I recall how they apparently went behind Stan's back when he was doing his college campus stuff overseas. So did him on the research when to do it. Interesting. That's cool. That's interesting to know.
That's interesting. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Dang, Gavin.
Because I heard it. I heard the whole he was hating Gwen Stacy, the situation. In fact, there was an interview that he wanted to reverse the effects.
Yeah.
That was the one thing I heard the most. So I mean, like the news to me, but to me, I mean, honestly, I mean, just like they probably told.
Yeah, it did go into comic form. I think it's a good story.
It's a good run. Good to see them. Hopefully, we get a cartoon series, but just yet again, I mean, like this is just
my £1 wasn't always amazing. I watched that on Netflix. I think it's good.
I'm still contemplating on watching it.
Yeah.
Just in a lot of ways, just feels weird without Tommy.
Yeah, I understand.
In a lot of ways.
Anyway,
but anyway, I mean, like, anyway. I mean, like, granted, if you want to personally believe that and want to personally believe how you feel, I mean, more power to you. But I mean, like, in a lot of ways, I mean, I'm just saying this. This is not what DC would do. DC would probably give you what you want.
Yep.
Because they see dollar signs in you.
Yep.
That's the main reason. There's no sense of purpose of doing it because it makes sense for story reasons. Marvel does it because of story reasons or their own bullshit agenda.
Yep.
That's just how they are. It's been that way since the 70s. They will never change their formula. They won't care. Even if the book tanks, they'll just relaunch it and you guys will suck it up because in a lot of ways, you guys are the reason why they get away with shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's too late for them to go back because in a lot of ways, the damage is already done. You would have to reboot the Marvel Universe just to completely start all over.
Well, they know they won't want you back, but they're gonna do it over me. But he had my idea. As I mentioned before with Spawn, did my plan. My plan is that yes, we made him die, but here's my U-boat, baby. We do exactly what Spawn did. We got people with Spawn. People go to hell, check with Mr. Axe, and Spawn the same.
Yeah, and guess what's going on with the current Spawn books? Guess what's going on in the current Spawn books?
What?
He's trying to bring Wanda back.
But he
therefore making
ability in Satan Wars.
Yeah, I know, but he's trying to bring her back.
Why? Wait.
Because he's the Demon King.
Oh.
And ultimately. Oh yeah. Oh, I'll just say this. I mean, honestly, yeah. If you reboot a universe and ultimately lie to your audience, lied, and literally ruin characters like Wally.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, honestly, I'll just say this. I mean, like, to me, I don't even trust DC. Because after what they did to Wally, and granted, sure, yeah, they went backwards to get his family back. I think that is just nothing more than a clickbait fucking fan service.
Hey,
but I mean, like,
the book's been great. The book's been fantastic.
Yeah, the book is great because in a lot of ways they see you as dollar signs. But when the facts are, but when you have to bring characters in and you don't care about your own continuity or you don't care about a sense of like, we're rebooting a universe, we're going to start all over, we're going to make an own brand of new DC new DC stories, new incarnations of these characters. And you wasted that and you ruined those origins, those everything that you built on New 52. Waste of time. It's a waste.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of ways, I mean, the only thing good is the Batman stuff and the Justice League books. But I mean, like, that's just really it. But I mean, like, but yet again, I mean, like, I look at a situation like I'm trying to like kind of like my main goal is for Tevia and for you people in general to kind of understand to in a lot of ways just and I thank you for kind of agreeing with me on the whole clone saga of the situation. That was something I agreed with. I'm very glad you agree with me on that one. But And I understand how you feel. I mean, like,
Yeah.
to tell you the truth, I mean, it really kind of says a lot. I mean, you haven't bought any modern comic books in a long period of time. Why is that? It's because you kind of don't really trust the current companies anymore.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of ways,
Yeah, I guess
in a
they
lot of
got
ways,
the
when
old
you,
stuff. I can understand that.
yeah, yeah, and that, but also bring it to where, I mean, what's the point? I mean, like for me, for example, yeah, I'm getting that point for Iron Man.
Oh yeah, the current Iron
I
Man
could,
stuff.
I don't like the current Iron Man books. I don't. As much as I should, it just, I've seen it so many times. And when you have a writer that understands Iron Man, you ultimately have people throw their agendas, and you lose the thing that makes that character meaningful.
Yep.
And when you look at other independent comic books, I mean, there's only so much that you can
Now
go.
Giant
I
Invincible,
mean,
for example, was
and also another thing is you also gotta look at, be grateful that you have something to remember what you enjoy about these characters. That's
Yep.
the thing too. Storytelling matters, the buying and selling aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy the older comics to such a degree that in a lot of ways was, no, buddy, no, that it could work. I really believe that could work.
Yeah,
The
I'm glad it didn't
Ghostbuster,
happen. It was a bad idea. Yeah.
yeah. Well, granted, let's say this. I mean,
Didn't
the
they find
first
return
time
to their all
attempt,
revenge Civil War? The first Civil War?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell you the truth, actuality, no.
No.
Tony Stark hasn't been the same since the MacFraction run.
Oh, Matt
The
Fraction
MacFraction,
one. Yeah.
yeah. Tony Stark is a hero in a lot of ways that fights his own villains. When was the last time you saw him fighting his own villains?
The last time we saw him fight a villain with the
The
last one.
MacFraction run. The MacFraction run. What's the last time you saw Iron Man fighting the Mandarin? The MacFraction run. That's it. And when you find out even more, Marvel's trying to appeal China. And the main reason on them, they don't want them to be the bad guys. So in actuality, they are the reason why Marvel is not pushing Mandarin and Iron Man in the current Iron Man books. And also what goes even further with,
it's so cute. I want it at back.
that actually really is cute. She's actually blushing.
Yep, they're both blushing. Like, DC, come on, God, give me that Super Kid book. Like, I want a Super Kid book. This thing could be good. Like, forget TNG bullshit. Fuck that. No. Give it
Oh no! Actually, no. They could. I mean, in a lot of ways. I mean, in fact, if they want to replace John Kent, I mean, like, I would be happy for John Kent to stay in the Injustice universe, and have a alternate version of John Kent roaming around. Marvel ain't messing up the movies and looks like Marvel ain't isn't just messing up. Depends on what you're talking about.
The movies are in a different can wear them. The shows that can't wear that's another subject altogether.
That I mean, like, it depends on what you're asking. I mean, seriously, to me, I mean, like, I think Marvel is far superior than what Marvel Entertainment was going for. Anything's better than Marvel Entertainment, and especially if they did especially they done garbage cartoons and everything between. Yep. And by the way, apparently there's a rumor going around that Agatha, her show, apparently she might be the one she may be the one to retcon Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Wait, how?
Which in a lot of I don't know. Supposedly.
Yeah.
Supposedly
this show sucks. I hate Avengers Assemble. What downgrade from this?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a downgrade. A downgrade is continuing a show but make it worse. Transformers, Robots in Disguise, the other version.
Wait, hang on, I'll try to find that.
Should be right there for you.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yep.
Yeah, train between.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they were thinking of Prime, and now thinking of Prime. It was confusing. It made no sense connecting the Prime because
it made sense. Transformers Prime was popular.
Yeah, Prime. I love Prime. I love that show. But
No, Transformers Prime was popular, but
confusing.
but when you ruin a show, yeah, absolutely, say it a lot. But I mean, like, comes to Marvel Studios, pure good with the shows, pure good. I mean, if you want to shit all over them, I really don't see how. But I mean, like, but we're not talking about them.
I mean, it's a good
I
show.
know,
I love that show, EMH.
yeah, great show, but you know, if it wasn't for Jeff Loeb for not really doing it, I mean, not really going forward with it. I mean, everyone likes to blame Disney, but I'm like, no, they could have argued, they could have pushed their whole thing on that. But yet again, they never had a toy line. They never had any merchandise at all. Merchandise is your number one big thing for a show. It's the reason why you have a lot of X-Men toys, especially in the 90s cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reason why that show is coming back in a lot of ways. And don't say, oh, they're going to ruin it. I really don't see how, because in a lot of ways, the show's already woke on the original show.
I'm so tired of that word. That word been used too many times. You know what? That's enough to kind of.
In a lot of ways, woke doesn't really mean much. I can actually give you a video about that.
Yeah.
In a really nutshell. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. That mainly it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's all about story and how they presented the character, or just in this direction. If the story sucks, who gives a shit? Yeah. I mean, like, seriously.
It's all about what you criticism. That's my main issue with that element. But we were there with that shit. Still has some good comments with movie, but the more these companies keep going in trajectory.
They don't. That's a partnership. That's a partnership. That's not really their show.
Yeah.
It's just a different anime show. In a lot of ways, it's an anime company making anime.
Oh yeah, you demand this for. I know about that.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, yeah, it's the same thing like the Marvel anime shows, like Iron Man, Wolverine, all those things.
X-Men.
Those are anime shows. Yeah, X-Men. Those are anime shows for that particular company. So in a lot of ways, they're not making those shows. If they were touching them, you would have a major push on them.
Yeah. But I watched the episode of the show. It's interesting. The West Spider-Man show.
It's stupid. It's seriously stupid. It's clearly the most dumbest thing that Marvel literally approved of. But yet again, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how I say it. The problem that I see with Marvel is with Marvel on movies and TV shows. I mean, they know what they're doing. It's not like Marvel Entertainment where they clearly just write shit up as they go along and destroyed fucking characters like Iron Fist and everything else and waste people time on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., a show that should have had Nick Fury right in the front center.
Yep.
But they didn't.
Stuff. I agree, Natty.
But I mean, like, but besides all that stuff, I mean, like, I mean, it is what it is. Anyway,
we have off topic.
No. It's good. It's part of the Marvel umbrella, so I mean, like, we're still good. I mean, like, we're still good. I mean, like, we got everything locked and loaded. But I mean, I enjoy talking to you guys. It makes me very fun to talk to you all. But I mean, like, I want everyone.
Speaking of it, I'm not doing a live stream on Transformers stuff. If you want to join with that one, you can.
Send me that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
anyways, yeah. As far as the future sponsor with Mary Jane Depp, if she does die, here's my plan. Like I said before, like, take that even Spawn, when Beyond Spawn go down and kick out. Take that idea, but do it with Peter Parker. Think about it. We take the whole.
They'll probably do that, but with Spider-Girl. That redheaded girl. Well, you saw that in that scene in that comic book a few hours ago. Is probably that story. Mm-hmm. It's probably that story.
Yep.
It's probably that direction in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways,
I want this to happen.
I mean, in a lot of
This
ways,
gives me hope.
you could get that. I'm literally like, I see their identity. I see their skeleton. It's so hilarious. It's funny that I'm so surprised that people like you, Tevya, haven't even seen it yet. I mean, like, if you know their patterns, if you've seen their patterns, in a lot of ways that you don't even work there. And hell, I would raise my hand. I would work there for free. I mean, it would be my pleasure to work there. But there are problems to where you know them so well. It's not funny. It's hilarious in a lot of ways. It's almost comical when you see the situation going forward. And you want them to be better. But the problem is their ways are always going forward. Well, can you push that? I'm like, you know.
Uh-oh. There you go. Ah, shit. Skip over integrity at the moment. Okay. Damn it. Well, that's not good. Fuck. Yeah, my friend Anna went to hell. So. Oh.
I'm back. I'm alive. I'm alive.
Yep.
Alive. Oh. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, like, you're probably going to end up having what you want.
Yeah.
But it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you on Mary Jane. It's going to cost you that particular relationship. And when that happens, who's going to raise the hell? The fans. And who's going to wave that a victory? Marvel. This is their big kicker. This is their big, in a lot of ways, money just absolutely, hurrah, we beat you guys.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to not see the truth. So, I mean, you could hate Marvel, you could blame Disney. I can't see how can you blame Disney. I really can't. And hell, there are people like your subscribers said, like, I know I've seen them done their stupidity. I'm very grateful that some actually see that. I'm actually feel like I was a little bit of a lone wolf on that. I'm actually a little happy that there are actually people that are not stupid enough to see that. But I mean, like, for me, if you want to read Spider-Man, go read Spider-Man.
Yep.
But don't think like, oh, Peter's relationship is the one thing that you want to read about, because they are way past that point. That ship sank after so many times, and it would just be literally beating a dead horse. And I feel like we are, but it's just like, it really, if Marvel doesn't want to do it and Marvel doesn't want to believe in it, what value is it? What value is it? I mean, granted, who the fuck is this?
I have no idea.
I mean,
I'm in my car sitting at the shit. Ow! I didn't want to have enough in my I got motivated, so there's no free rushing in spread and different action.
You raised a point people have forgotten the past. Oh, yeah. Dude, I love this poem. Love this whole statement. You raise a point that
good point. People become afraid to vote the dollar. Like what you said, the only value to imagine it all in my dollar. Yep. That
Exactly.
part that is quite true. It's kind
Exactly.
of ironic, isn't it?
And I mean, people just suck it up. I mean, like, I'm gonna say this right now. If people say, "Oh, we're gonna not buy Spider-Man comics," you honestly really think that's gonna actually really do a damn thing after they are literally notorious on most successful agenda character in the entire Marvel business?
Nope.
I mean, like, you have to be lying to
What goes
yourself.
on, Chuck? And even I try to like big
I
forecast
mean,
it
like,
didn't work.
that's the thing. If you don't want to buy the book, don't buy it. Like for me, for example, you don't see me complaining about DC, even though I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it every minute of
You're doing my
it.
suffering.
And I laugh every time Tim you're like, no, my character died. Ah! And I literally just
Well,
like, I do the evil laugh, like, whoa.
indeed.
But I mean, I do feel sorry for Tevye to also a degree because he does remind me of myself at times how I was reading DC. But I mean, like, but also I do feel that with Marvel as well because I mean I get angry at Marvel. I mean,
Yep.
I got angry at Marvel just like
With Donald Blake.
with oh god oh you just had to pull that fucking trigger. You just had to pull that trigger. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Disney or whatever. Wait, hold on. What the fuck is that? Disney, like the Mario movie, passed boots, just like the last Witch, last.
One day about to get Ludo Awakening, not in the movie by Super Mario doing looking pushing boots, and like Square John and destroying them. That is true because both of them were made a bank. Super Mario
But you want to know why? Almost said this. You want to know why? They're not going in China. The reason why John Wick went into China is heavily involved. If you don't have your movies in China, no, your movie's not going to make enough money.
Yeah.
All the movies from the first 3 phases made $1 billion in China.
They all went to China.
China is the reason why you got your shit. It's the reason why Hollywood goes in there. And a lot of you got to look at the business aspect on movies.
Starting marketing when I was in high school, the company only ever do good deeds for fan service to make that PR look amazing. It's always got the flock of people on your walls and head. Huh.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I could agree with that. I could agree with that in a lot of ways. In fact, I kind of said something similar, but you kind of put it in even more like better ways of just than I can. I mean, I have to agree with you on that one.
I agree with Gavin too. Gavin.
But I mean, to me, I mean, John Wick is the reason why China is successful. I don't know about Mario. I don't know if Mario had a release date in China. If it did, you'll know why. If a movie is going in China, it's gonna make money. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all. That's the reason why Transformers got a shitload of money. I won't be surprised that garbage Transformer movie that's gonna suck donkey nuts.
Yeah, I like the Beast.
Yep, and absolutely, just I know the vacuum is coming in your room, so sorry about that, guys. Anyway, but just more just proving my point. I mean, like, it's all about story, and story around Marvel. I mean, it's just they're in a situation where they're going to do what they can. I think the TV shows and certain characters on the movie side are doing well, but TV shows on movies on TV show side of Marvel Studios, killing it. There have been a few hiccups here or there, but really that's it. I'm excited for the Marvels, but I really don't get I don't know why people are hating that movie.
I don't get why people are hating that movie.
I guess people are brainwashed that the Brie Larson hate, but anyway. But besides all that stuff, I'm being real with all of you. And when you look at things and you see all this shit, I mean, it really kind of says a lot. If they're introducing new heroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they have to do it right and stop killing. Well, that's the system. That's the system, buddy. I could say that with all the existence of superheroes because they all do that. They all do that. That's been that way since, I believe, the first Superman movie.
Yep.
So in a lot of ways, you want to change the genre. That's not going to happen. They want to have a one-and-done villain. That's it. They're not going to have a villain that's going to be a reoccurring every time. That's the comics corner. The only way you can get away with that is TV. That's the most, in a lot of ways, the most easy way scapegoat. That's just the hardcore truth. Telling you right now, I know the system. I see the system. Read the lines. When you know the system, they're going to kill them off. When they're done with Kang, they're going to kill him off. Sure, some versions of Kang are going to be around in the multiverse. Won't be surprised they'll do him again eventually. But, if it's a female or a male, it depends on the version you're talking about. And, granted, we'll see how they do Kang. They're going to recast it as, so that's another thing.
Yep.
But anyway, but just, yeah, I mean, like, but Tevye, I mean, how do you feel about all this shit?
Yeah.
Trying to move this shit in the right area?
Stupid headset. Doesn't work. And continue.
No, I was done. I was kind of pointing it to you.
Hang on.
Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. I hope everyone is enjoying our lovely live stream. Your headset's broken? Let's see. I think he just said, "Be right back. I'm going to move it to another location." Oh, man. I do think you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from. I do hope. I sometimes I kind of like just tell you guys a little bit of this. I do sometimes I wish like you guys kind of like expect a little bit more, and just literally don't act like fanboys. Be better than that.
Agreed.
Including you, Tevye.
It's the introduced Superman Washington Monument. That's dude right. There's only stock character villains. I agree. They need to start character villains.
Well, I don't think they'll ever will. Because you want to know why?
Why?
Because that's part of the genre.
That's true.
When you look at the superhero identity, especially when you look at their films, every character gets killed off. You would have to be only a fan favorite. I don't see unless they're going to keep them for story reasons. Do you think they're going to almost?
Like they kept Peter alive. Shocker. He's repeating Captain America 4.
Yeah, which in a lot of ways it's going to be a Hulk movie instead of a Captain America film. Which in a lot of ways I'm like,
I blame Universal. Universal caught this shit show.
Yeah, this is the reason, and everyone's going to blame Marvel. Everyone's going to make this bullshit, dumb crap. Do you want me to care about anime and video games until Marvel gets their act together? It depends on what you're asking for. It depends on what you're talking about, because in a lot of ways, I mean, personally for me, I mean, what are you really asking? I mean, that's the main question mark on you. What are you trying to ask? Or you don't like the current product on whatever comics? I mean, like, if that's the case, I mean, I don't see why you're here, because in a lot of ways, I mean, to tell you the truth, the Marvel is always going to stick what Marvel is. It's been that way since the 70s. With DC, they're only going to look at you as dollar signs. Again, vote for your wallet. If you want to buy a comic book, buy a comic book. But if you're not going to care for that crap, then no one's going to give a shit. Really. And plus, with manga, you better pray in God none of that shit actuality, in a lot of ways, ruins the bullshit that author's spitting out. I mean, I had 2 manga series, Fairy Tail and Bleach, had one bad chapter. And guess what happened to their animes?
Insane, what the
Canceled.
hell?
No. Canceled. They axed the fucking show. Why?
Ouch.
Why? Oh, because the one batch actor. And make bullshit lies. Lies. And they make this even further. The reason why they're not doing Dragon Ball Super is because they don't have the funds to do it.
What's that for gonna? Well, I meant to say what I focused on video games. Some of them on DC. I just super mood garbage. Fair enough.
Are you talking about the video? Oh, I'm still interested in the Marvel and DC, but the movies are garbage. Did you like Shang-Chi? Did you like Doctor Strange Multiverse? Or should I say Scarlet Witch Multiverse? Should I say?
Yeah, that's Scarlet Witch. I like that movie, but even I felt more.
I stopped being a fanboy and outrage years ago in my teens because I tried to look at the bigger picture. Yeah. Good on you, brother. Good on you.
Yeah,
I like your thinking. That's something more logical.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't really see how Marvel is garbage. Not unless and it also depends on the fucking character they're doing. If they're stuck in the comics, what are you trying to expect? And also another thing is, they are gonna do what they're gonna fit best on the films. These the movies were okay, but why make Scarlet?
Why make Scarlet the villain? Well, Scarlet was the villain. She's the villain in X-Men.
But also her story is fully going forward. They're doing a time period where she went back into a villain again, to where she was having dreams of being being a mother, having kids, and all that stuff, and she could never get over it. Agatha had to make her get over it to such a degree that in a lot of ways they're going to go forward to make her become the villain. And then when you do the story, which is Children Crusade, it's going to go full circle. It's going to go full circle on all that stuff. How they're going to introduce X-Men? More likely, the new continuity. Where they're ultimately, I'll say this, the biggest next saga of Marvel is the Ultimates. The Ultimate Continuity. They can't introduce the X-Men right now. They just can't. You would have that whole logic and literally be that whole question. So this entire time, you guys just literally sit here and just do nothing. Meanwhile, the Avengers literally did their own personal bullshit and just absolutely just really, in a lot of ways, just it is what it is. But after
that's what the Avengers been done for. Where would have been done for? Where were they?
The only thing you can make a good excuse on the Fantastic Four is they've been trapped in the quantum realm.
Or the negative zone. Yeah.
They better not make them. Dude, anything's better than Fox. I mean, like, dude,
Fox messed up too many times.
I mean, like, you'll be great. I'll say this: you're more likely they're probably going to give you what they did to Spider-Man.
Reboot, baby.
A reboot movie, and it's in their own vision, own direction, own take of the characters. Now it depends on if it's good or not. That's just on you. But I mean,
that's not topic in itself.
But I mean, granted, we're talking about Marvel, so it's kind of on the Marvel umbrella. But I mean, like,
that's true.
So I'll be like, for me, I mean, it's just like, for Marvel, it's just the whole factor of what everything is. In terms of comic books, their comic books really, I'm going to be real with all of you, their comic books fucking suck.
Whatever the only good book they have left.
No. Except, well, I'll tell you, Daredevil, the Alien and Predator books, I wouldn't count Punisher.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like where they're trying to rebrand the Punisher because he is a fucking vigilante. When I mean a vigilante,
Oh yeah, you mean shoot for
That's
that
a Disney. If there anything you want to blame Disney on, that's a Disney-fied effect, if there ever was one.
Yep.
Because in a lot of ways, they look at that guy and they're trying to rebrand that character so fucking hard. In a lot of ways, it is what it is. The best answer: what happened to the Fox X?
New Mutants.
Oh god! I'll say this: they had the perfect actress for Magic. I don't understand how you can get the perfect dream wish actress for Magic and have her be in a shitty, god awful movie. I mean, a lot of ways. I mean, like, oh, if anything, I would bring her in just to get it. Oh, I don't want. I don't want Century. Squadron Supreme. Oh yeah, Squadron Supreme. Oh yeah, I would be all for that.
Squadron Supreme is basically more judgy parody but
yeah, in a lot of ways,
Squadron Supreme are more the jerks.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, in a lot of ways, I'm also kind of thinking, well, we could kind of do that Heroes Reborn saga, and we could kind of do that story all over. Oh yeah, oh great, oh too good. We could get almost everybody. Just imagine.
You'll find the 2021 event.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, I'm like, why did I do that? Do that story. That was a great event. The tie-ins were great. Everything was solid gold. I mean, shit. I mean, I haven't been that excited in a event in a good long while. The last time I was excited is to where Civil War II, and before that, Secret Wars, the 2015 version, and that's mainly it. And honestly, it's like, man, that was a good story. In a lot of ways, if we could get that in a movie, get Zach, get people in there, do that whole fucking storyline where they were doing. Oh yeah, War Realms.
War Realms was a great event.
Yeah, War Realms was a pretty good event too. I forgot that one. Thank you for kind of bringing that up. But I don't count that as a Marvel event. I count that as a Thor event. So I'll be like, yet again, I mean, like it was a great fucking ride. I still wish pray to God Jason Aaron comes back.
Yeah,
the scar. I'll say this. I mean, and that's another thing too. Like, I mean, you all want Mary Jane and Peter Parker back together. I'm like, oh God. I mean, like, imagine you did got your wish, and you ultimately have a similar situation where you have some dumb fuck literally just ruined it in so many ways that it makes it worse. That it makes one more day to be gone. So good to where it was great. Oh fuck that piece of shit!
Secret Empire said a telltale event, but here's the thing: the idea of it was not bad.
The idea of it was great. It's just the facts are they wasted it.
It's got injustice, but for Marvel with evil Captain America.
Except they could have had a really. And also another thing is Sam Wilson should have been in the forefront. You should have had all this stuff. But guess what happened? You're not my Captain America.
Yep.
The reason why
chicken out of like man, instead of bringing Hydra to bring on Captain America, they said, fuck it. We're gonna make the old Captain America back from Comic Cube. That makes no sense.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense. And then talk about the most dumbest idea creatively. The most dumbest storyline idea. And yet, I mean, like, you guys trust them to have them put Mary Jane and Peter Parker back together? I mean, like, come on, guys. You got to look at time and time again.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Also, your guy with a hologram. And
that actually was the most safest bet if there ever fucking was one. In a lot of ways, that was the safest bet because people like me were pissed off. Because I'm like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. I'll say this. The whole story from Civil War, from issue 0 down to issue 8, or issue 7, I think it was issue 8.
I think issue 8 when they kill him off. 7 was when he confronted Captain
Marvel. Exactly. You had that whole story never made any sense to where I'm like, you're telling me that you're gonna kill off Iron Man from the very beginning, he called this out, and you had a one-side argument. Granted, you could have seen Captain Marvel on her point of view, but she had a lose-lose situation. And if they made it where Iron Man is right, and this whole storyline is where Iron Man wins by default in the entire event, people are not going to buy that. People are going to absolutely buy the situation where they're going to do something stupid because of the dollar bill.
Yep.
They are doing.
We got him getting a War Machine suit.
And also, not on top of that stuff, in a lot of ways, that was the year where I felt more close to that character in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I felt like we were in the same boat in many levels. It was just the most coincidence, if there ever was one. And I was rooting for Iron Man to win the war.
Same. I was rooting because he was right. Because, dude, predicting the future, because the future changed because this guy, Ulysses. Ulysses is not a competent idiot.
And this was during that time period. This is during that time period that Inhuman agenda was going. And this is why people get all pissed off on Miss Marvel possibility of being a mutant.
I'm happy that
in a lot of ways, I mean, like, I'm grateful she's going to be a mutant in the MCU, because in a lot of ways we can affect that in the comics, and then eventually we can go forward with it, because in a lot of ways she was the icing on the Inhuman agenda. She was a part of an agenda that Marvel Entertainment wanted to go forward.
Yeah,
people forget who said it when people thought it was great for having a. Oh yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
I think I definitely have an actual interference in many possibilities. Yep, that's also true. I agree. But regardless of the great for Marvel to have a reboot, like we said, you try to kind of write a reboot Marvel. Yeah, that is true. I don't try to cut or reboot the Marvel universe. Because my time I'll reboot, I hope they can handle it. They'll fuck it up badly.
No. Well, here's the thing. I think a reboot would be the most irony, because in a lot of ways, I'll tell you why. It would be the biggest defeat it would be the biggest defeat on the fans, to a lot of ways, because in a lot of ways they've gone away with it even further, to where they'll just repeat themselves and you're just too stupid enough to buy their fucking books, and that's just how it is.
Yep. Because want to be the Clone, they beat the Clone Saga not once, not twice, but 4 or 5 times at this point.
Well, honestly, it's the only thing that's actually interesting in Spider-Man now. I mean, like, in a lot of ways, I mean, it's just like, what is actually, they haven't had, I'm going to say this right now. When Dan Slott left the book, you have the most mediocre runs on Spider-Man. I haven't seen Spider-Man so bad in such a long-ass time. I mean, before Dan Slott ever touched Spider-Man, it was that bad. But the greatest comic book ever made. Oh, that shit. No. That shit was awesome. You couldn't tell me that shit was bad, because in a lot of ways, I was just so enjoying it, every bit of it. You had the artwork. Mark Bagley was there. You had literally so many fun stuff. That shit was like, in a lot of ways, I called it. I'm like, dude, I so called it. The only thing I want that version. I want that thing back. I so badly want him as the Jackal. That shit was fucking fire. It was so good. Oh. Yep. That shit, that made it whole awesome. That made it whole amazing. Oh, man. Would have been.
I'm shocked they didn't pull out Trey Bang Uncle Ben back from the dead. Like, why did they make a clone? Like, why? Wait a minute. Why did Ben pull that trigger? Why did he do that?
Because in a lot of ways, that would ruin the purpose of Spider-Man.
out. So then they never ball to pull that trigger.
Then they'll never pull that trigger. It's the same thing like, oh, why don't we bring back Bruce Wayne's parents?
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
So exactly, you just answered the question. I mean,
even though they brought Flashpoint Batman back to main universe without a better.
I mean, like granted. Let's say this. Granted, they did Thomas Wayne in the main DC universe, but it's such a fucking missed opportunity. They could have done so many.
My favorite, what Joel came in the main universe should have been that. Bendis took that problem and destroyed it. Tom King took the Flashpoint Batman thing and destroyed it too. Why do I get bad ideas? Why do I keep getting stories I want to end that I keep getting bad ideas? Oh. Thanks, Tom King Bendis. Thanks. So
I mean, in a lot of ways, they're the reason why their books made things relevant for DC and Marvel. Because in a lot of ways, Tom King's Batman run was actually worth reading, worth buying.
Yeah.
Because he did things interesting, build suspense, build interesting going forward. It would be hilarious, not just reviving Uncle Ben, but just, oh, yeah, that would be kind of...
Oh, indeed.
That would be kind of... That would be funny. It would be... Wait. What he says about animation?
What the man? Yep.
Oh,
yeah. Woman Court live action remade a movie. Here's the same movie you already seen live action. Yeah, that is true. But remember, Disney is rebooting. No, not remaking. Not exactly Warner. No, they're remaking Leo and Stitch.
Yeah, and which honestly I was all for.
Leave it alone.
No. I'll tell you why they're doing it. I kind of raised my hand and said, why don't we remake that movie? Because in a lot of ways, I'm like, I mean, we have Baby Yoda. That's acceptable.
Yeah,
it's successful in many levels. If that could work, I mean, I don't see why not pull that trigger. And I feel like the Leo and Stitch brand would be really interesting because we haven't gotten really that interesting in the Leo Stitch brand. So would be worthwhile. The only thing I really want so bad, and that is Treasure Island. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, you mean Treasure Planet?
Treasure Planet. Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah.
Oh, get Tom Holland. Get a few actors from the MCU. Oh, God, that would be too good. Oh, I mean,
I know Jordan Beloved was the main character.
I mean, like to me, oh, that would be fire. There's another one.
I auto remake and with the remake.
Well, what's your thoughts on the live action Mermaid? Looks good.
Don't care.
Looks good, but I mean, like, honestly, I mean, like, don't really give it two shits. I wish Captain Planet. I can't even say.
Captain Planet. No.
Well, technically,
maybe.
Tell you the truth, there are plans. I will say this. I have heard things where they are thinking about trying to use Captain Planet, but Captain Planet is such a lame fucking.
Yeah, it's an environmental message. I think that's the point, but
it's kind of lame when you think of the Captain Planet concept. I'm like, do you really want to? Do you want to laugh? Okay, do it.
Yeah.
But if you want to just be more better than have anything, I mean, it would just, at best, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, just that's how I feel. We already seen Captain Planet.
Yeah. Don't need fire dice. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right, bro. You're right, brother. Yeah, you're right.
That was funny.
That was funny. But in a lot of ways, I mean, like, that is something that needs to come in Marvel.
Yeah, that's the damn in with Old Invasion. There's the one damn in the movie. And it's not maybe garbage, but the thing I'm in for two reasons. One, which is an old Marvel universe. Two, my life going back. Okay, maybe going old Marvel to 50.
No. He's not going back. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That 616 Spider-Man is going to be your main Spider-Man in that universe. Because that would make more sense.
616. Wait,
The,
wait. Oh, yeah, you're referring to that guy, Ultimatum.
the
Not the
616.
actual event, but Ultimatum, the actual character who actually said he might have been evil.
Yeah, the evil Miles Morales.
Yeah, this guy. Who is 616 Miles Morales?
Wait a minute. What? Wait, that's evil Miles?
Yep. He didn't bend his book, Spider-Man 2, but then he returned to the menu to go after Miles Morales.
Oh wait a minute. I thought wait. Hold on here. Time out here. I thought there was an evil version of Miles in the main 616.
That is evil version of Myers. That's him.
Wow, he must have skin color because not unless I'm thinking about the wrong character because
that's him.
I thought he. Okay, all right. I haven't read up in Miles lately, so I'm rusty as fuck.
Yeah.
Wait. Go back down. That's the cover. Go back down. That's the cover. I was thinking. You telling me that's the same character?
Nope. That is a clone.
Oh, no wonder I'm fucking dumb. I'm a dumb fuck. I apologize. I'm like, oh man. Well, okay, all right. I want to see Marvel use. Oh, I could see why you would say that. It would be
Everyone's got the man, super strength, speed, flying power. Oh yeah, punch enemies. Yeah, that'd be funny. You know what? Fine.
That would. Yeah, I mean, granted, I could see that, but yet again, I want to go in. I want a live action. Wait, I heard DreamWorks.
A live action. How to Train Your Dragon. I've been into working hard to go in multiple games. We don't know why I Train Your Dragon. It's a bad idea.
Well, they're only doing it just because they know it's fucking gonna make money.
Unfortunately, why the story at the beginning of the end? Nowhere to go.
No, the reason why they're doing it is because they don't want to ruin it on animation. So that's why they're gonna make that. It's a little different they're trying to play Disney's book on nostalgia goggles, which it will work. It will be successful in that. But it's like, what are they going to really do that's actuality that's going to be worth a crap?
Yeah.
I think they should do I think they should Monsters versus Aliens.
I agree. Do that one or the other one.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should do more of that because I actually really like Monsters versus Aliens because I actually really think they really did a great job.
Yeah, the movie's underrated. I think you've seen the movie recently. It's not a bad film. I think underrated.
Dude, that's so underrated. It's not fucking funny. And in a lot of ways, it's a slap in the face. Many levels. But it's.
I don't get why this movie bombed. I don't.
I went to see that movie. I went to see it in that theater. So I mean, it was really fucking great. I mean, like, never thought that movie bombed, but yeah. It's unfortunate, but that's just how Hollywood works now these days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just no matter what anyone says. I mean, like you may have your vote, but I mean, like if you enjoy it, it's great. That's awesome. But if not, I mean, like.
Yep. Yeah, great for me coming. Indeed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had a great.
Anyway, as far as the future of more content on their stuff, you know, we'll see about that. Well, I'm gonna wait here, but I got Owen Bait. I bought Owen Bait this year. I bought this big event for Ultimate. If Ultimate does return, and it does if they bring this unit back, please, for love of God, make this work. Don't screw it up or maybe make it a 6-issue cash grab. Because that thing must.
I mean, if that would be. I'll just say this. I'll say this. That would be more just telling you, are they really going forward with this? Because the reason why they're doing this is because they're doing. They're going to plan to reboot the Marvel Universe after Secret Wars, and when you have that going forward, and you do the Ultimate Universe, you're going to have new versions of Iron Man, Captain America, and all this stuff.
Yep.
And honestly, I mean, like it's great to have. I want to say this: when you have the Ultimate Universe, it's good for business. It makes things more excitement because there's a diversity on your books because people like me and you and everyone else can actually read interesting books.
Yeah.
If you don't like the current Marvel universe, you can read the Ultimate Universe.
It's trending right now.
I mean, like, if you don't like the current Spider-Man books, you could read the Ultimate Spider-Man.
X-Men? Holy shit, that's a shit show in there. Not funny anymore.
Well, it's been a shit show since fucking what's his face literally fucking.
When Hickman left, X-Men went to hell.
No, when Hickman left, it was a blessing in disguise. But when they tried to cash into Hickman's work on X-Men, they really should have abolished it. Because there's no way you could tell me, there's no way you could convince me that, oh yeah, having Apocalypse, Magneto, Sinister, and all these other fucking creeks literally all working together. I'm like, you gotta be fucking with me. This is the worst X-Men run I have ever saw in my entire life. It makes me go back and say, maybe we were wrong about Bendis on X-Men. No, I would rather have the dick Cyclops, the actuality is Magneto Jr. If just, it ruined everything. But guess what? Many people like, man, X-Men.
I believe one day, but it had my power to save X-Men. We look through real. Well, after Owen Steven bullshit, Marvel buried the X-Men. We need something out there to get X-Men back from the
and by I'm gonna say this by what I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna say this. This is my answer to you. But what cost? Losing the identity of X-Men, losing the identity of what makes X-Men really fun and enjoyable to read, and then actuality have people like me not even touch that book because we actually saw what was he pushing out, what was he publishing, and in actuality ruined every little bit of what people like us liked about the X-Men book, or not really doing a good job that build upon any interesting, gravitating, captivating storytelling. I mean, I'm telling you, man. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see all this stuff. I seen this stuff. I know what he played. I know what he pulled. The pulling of the story, that what he was pushing was ultimately the inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just saying a lot when you see in the story, the direction, that pushing where the books were going for. And,
I hate what they did in the Moira. What the fuck? They made it into a villain. Fuck you, Marvel. You took this great game of Moira at the I know Robert had my power to 10 and threw it away. Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna make it into a villain, make it a side one.
What if wouldn't be as if oh god, I love this comment. If Hickman was a what if, we wouldn't be oh yeah, totally. Well, like, what the fuck?
I think everyone would have made bad what whatever can. Right, more what the fuck. Yep. Well, yeah, Godzilla, I did agree with that, but that's my opinion.
Godzilla and Kong is getting it. It's called Kong.
Extra New Empire coming in March 1524. Right?
Looking forward to it.
That's cool.
Looking forward to it. I mean, like, they're gonna be the Goku and Vegeta. Can't wait.
Sounds fun.
I mean, like, the moment I saw him, like, Godzilla saying, "From this day going forward, we go our separate ways."
Indeed.
I mean, I literally dubbed Godzilla's voice, and I'm like, yep, I can clearly see Godzilla's talking to Kong on.
Yeah.
But I mean, but besides,
I hate this so much. Why? What the fuck? I mean, this is Hickman's fault. No. This was Billy from Devil Naked.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was we should. Oh, dude, I already heard about that. I'm a little pissed off on Marvel's part, on Marvel Studios' part. I really was excited for going to watch X-Men '97. I really was excited for that shit.
Oh yeah,
I want.
I did hear about that. Good.
I mean, that really, really upset me because I'm like, God fucking damn it, you had to be the one fucks that'll be like, no, we're actually gonna push it back because of reasons.
Yep.
The show's done. The show's done. It makes no sense.
Yep.
Anyway, let's continue. You were saying, Tevia. Continue your rants. I love hearing it. Your actuality, like, so delicious. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, anyways, I thought I might find more of this bullshit, which, fuck me. Thanks to this bullshit, we're starting out on Royal Robot now, and then she can have Mary Jane because... Actually, there was no reason why she can't have Mary Jane.
Oh man, I remember that time because in a lot of ways I literally fucked with you.
Yeah. Like, I was pissed. Why?
You and I'm like, oh, please, by all means, go for it, guys. I love to see all the Spider-Man fans just be loud. And then the fun part, guys, is people like me that actuality kind of like, they wouldn't pull that trigger. But if they do, the funny factor, the comedy aspect would just be hilarious. I mean, you should, I don't know if anyone watches F Up Humor. It is literally the most hilarious shit you have ever seen. People lose their minds off it. And it's sad about this stuff. You know, granted, I understand Tevia's I understand Tevia's feelings because he actually, while he wants this stuff, but he knows because I'm trying to tell him, you know, all this stuff, and he know he'll get the picture later on. But his rage will be the most entertaining factor. But he'll mature after that once he accepts the L.
Indeed.
Yeah, continue, brother. Go.
Yeah, but there's a shit show that happened. It was garbage. Thank God she's gonna die. But if each one she's converted off you, she's gonna die anyway. Then this was pointless. But Mom.
No. In fact, I think this was more of a foreshadowing for you. With gear up for that shit. Oh yeah, I love this. Oh yeah, I love messed up.
Tom Green.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In a lot of ways, I mean, it's just hilarious because in a lot of ways, the hilarious factor of like, looks like
your guy.
Oh, I literally just like kind of just don't even rage, just put your head down, just be in defeat. Why, Marvel? Why did you ruin him? I literally was just screaming in my soul, why? And that's the harshest thing you're ever going to get to for me being pissed.
Yeah.
I'll be pissed, but I won't make a video because I learned my lesson because in a lot of ways it doesn't do a damn thing for me. But when I'm literally telling you all, like, I get very upset, like that story. I mean, first of all, they destroyed Donald. First of all, the first step is destroy Beta Ray Bill's hammer. That was the first step. The second step was Donald Blake.
Yep.
Oh, God. The worst aspect of destroying Donald Blake. Donald Blake is the reason why Thor is what he is today. And they made a pointless comic book. You take away Stormbreaker. What do you have with Beta Ray Bill? Fucking nothing. I mean, seriously, he's nothing.
And close enough. You don't did the good thing. It's fine.
I wish that was real. I really wish that was real. I would.
Issue 3.
Huh. Yeah, that really, he never got his hammer. That's just a clickbait comic book.
That is sad.
It's sad. You can blame the fucking writer. And that's the worry factor. When you have Jason Aaron, everybody shitted all over Jason Aaron. But when you actually do your research on Thor is that character.
Yep.
You just swap the gender. Donald Blake is that character where he became Thor.
Yep.
It's no different when Jane Foster became Thor.
I want to be like this story. This story was great. Yeah,
I love the shit out of it. I thought it was. I love the shit out of it because in a lot of ways, it went back to what she was. It went back to old roots of Thor. A man or a mortal, which is a human, becoming a god.
She did get an old
Going,
hammer.
she did, but she should have had that shit from the very beginning to a certain point where, okay, it's time to give Thor that hammer back.
Yeah.
All right, and then it was over. But no, we glossed it. We wasted that opportunity. We should have had her become Thor, even if it's just a one time thing. I'm just like, I'm grateful she's Valkyrie, but she's really not doing anything that's actually worth a shit.
I thought I should again. They would get this. Why? That's it was good. It was more like I'm reading at the gave it him.
Oh
yeah.
I can see why you feel that way. I do like Johnny Blaze. I do too.
Same.
I love all the Ghost Riders. Come to think of it, I even love the current Ghost Rider, the one that was in Robert Reyes. I when he came in Agents of Shield,
that made me happy.
That made me so just I was like, oh yes. And the one thing that just pissed me the fuck off was they canceled the show right before there was about to shoot the fucking first episode. And I literally was like, why, Marvel? Why?
I think I know why.
Why?
Marvel was bought out by Marvel Studios because when Marvel team watched everything, that the show at the casualty.
Yeah, and I know. I like. It's just I want Jason Aaron to come back to Thor so bad.
Same.
It's granted. I'll say this: it's been written by a writer that really was with Jason Aaron, and she's with Danny Cage.
Danny Cage.
Yeah. He's holding by a leash. That's all I'm gonna say. He's a dog on a leash right now, which in a lot of ways he went too far, and he just fucked everything up. And he's just god.
Hulk is out on mess right now. Actually, I'm going Hulk and I'm confused.
Hulk is I'll say this: Hulk has been a mess since the Doc Green shit came. I'll say this right now. I'm going to use Hulk for an example. When you change the Hulk to where he has a wife, he's getting his wife back, and you have it where she becomes Red She-Hulk.
Yep.
You giving him a daughter. You giving Hulk a son.
Scar.
You having Scar, which is his, and also A-Bomb himself.
Luke Jones.
And you have all this stuff going forward. And ultimately, what happens? You get rid of the fucking every one of them. Except for She-Hulk.
Doc Green stuff never got finished. And we never finished the story.
No, they cut it short because they were pushing Maestro. And
then Secret happened. Secret came in. Fuck it, we're gonna cut the story off.
The reason why they cut the story, that I could also say the same thing with Superior Iron Man, but you know.
Oh yeah, that was gonna get cut off. I forgot about that.
I know how. In a lot of ways, I know the ending, and I know where that led. In a lot of ways, if you're an Iron Man fan, you read almost 600 stories. And I so badly want Tom Cruise to play Iron Man. So, especially that version of Tony Stark. Oh.
Thank you, fan art. Isn't it fan art? I can't tell. Whatever.
Yeah, that's fan art.
Yeah, that's fan art. It's kind of very difficult to play Iron Man. Oh.
He's a spitting image.
Yeah, it is.
Plus, he would be perfect with that. The chemistry, everything between the serious side and the goofy side. Oh, and him pretty much saying, I am a god, all the hunky-dory crap. I mean...
I'm just I did not buy Superior Spider-Man. I would read that. 2 reasons. One.
No. Dude, I don't think that would happen. You know what I would think that would happen?
What would happen?
I think more likely they would actually work with each other until eventually their agendas are done. Then they'll backstab each other.
Yeah.
But yet again, Tony Stark would absolutely just take care of him real quick. It would have been a fight. It wouldn't have been a fight. It really wouldn't have been a fight. It would have been like, bing, gone.
That's what
I mean,
Oh, you're Taka. Bam. 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So really, you don't need to do that. But I mean, like, it was fun seeing Daredevil getting fucking beat, and it literally just wiped his memories clean. And I'm like, oh, that was too icon. That was too irony. And all the Daredevil fans were just all, this is not fair. This is not right. And I'm like, too bad. But I mean, like, but you know, you have good stories. You have good books. You know, Marvel can make a good book. Yeah. I mean, go read the Predator comics. It's a great stuff. Recommend it. Go read the Avengers books with Jason Aaron. Really good stuff. And I'm saying that because I'm a major fan of the original Avengers run, and I haven't really got a really enjoyment factor on the Avengers since that first run. And Jason Aaron's first run really do a good job. Granted, the one thing that would actually make me excited for Iron Man if Jason Aaron took Iron Man. Oh, that would just be...
That would be fun. The Avengers one's confusing and just... What's happening? Why don't... I guess if you don't want to know what's happening anymore.
Oh, the Avengers Forever crap?
Yeah, well, Avengers Omega, which is the finale to his final chapter to his epic run. Which...
Yeah, it is an epic run. Yeah. Long-term storytelling, interesting directions, interesting stories. I mean, shit, for crying out loud. I mean, you had the most fun ride in that run than any Avengers run except the original. I mean, I want interesting craft stories. I mean, Hickman on his Avengers weren't that really interesting. He was trying to play off the X-Men route, having every X-Men
not just X-Men. That thing was trying to do like JLU, Jeffrey Limited, but for the Avengers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right about that. But I mean, like, but it's the whole thing of, do you trust certain writers? I trust Jason Aaron. I would love to have, like, hell, I mean, you put him in Spider-Man, I think he would do a good job. But I mean, like,
if you're taking Spider-Man, two things I want to happen. One,
you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. The reason why I say that you're not going to get that is because they're going to target towards people like me. Granted, you'll probably have better stories. Like, just like Nick Spencer did. I mean, he didn't fully, like, will they, won't they, until the last goddamn minute.
Yeah.
He made better stories. He focused on what makes Spider-Man sell, what makes people want to read Spider-Man. That's the first thing you need to go. And the current product, now granted, I didn't like it because it's just the same old crap.
I loved it because we were going to my
you liked it because
you were in the end game. You're in the end game. This could have just Mephisto.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, he was pushing a lot of stuff going forward. Yep. You have to have a writer that understands the character, that's putting out stories that are captivating.
Yep.
And honestly, if they kill off Mary Jane, that would just be a death toll to the fan base eyes. Because in the fan base eyes, you are defeated in that main push. They want to defeat the fan base. And they're going to win. For better, for worse, because they already done it.
Wait again, showed up. My dream project of Spider-Man and Anime by Benny all exist in one entity family.
Oh, exactly. They prevented that. In a lot of ways, people like me and you were thinking, we may actually see this in canon form.
Yep. I was hoping it wasn't going to happen. Yeah, I got my wish.
And
no! I got Regent to be main one of this. Fuck Regent! I hate that guy. He's not...
why would you hate a character that's actually refreshing at the same time?
In the main one, he's boring. They don't use this guy. Yes, fuck it. We don't do
they only used him because Dan Slott liked writing him. And plus, it was so good having Tony and Peter. Oh, man. I love the whole banter on that shit. Oh, and plus, we wouldn't have Mary Jane be relevant, guys.
True. And Mary Jane and Iron Man, that was fun. But the second I'll get my wish. Nope, I can get that. I said, fuck it. Look at me. Look at
How would you?
Iron Man.
No. I'm gonna say this. I want to ask all. I'm not just asking you, Tabby. I'm asking the viewer. I'm talking to you. Is it worth buying on Spider-Man comics? If you say no, then explain to me what is the main reason that you want to read Spider-Man. I'll tell you what I want to read Spider-Man. I want interesting stories where Peter's struggling, dealing with his villains, or things that evolve around the Spider-Verse. That is more appealing to me.
Wait.
You can...
He was on the show? I didn't know that he was in that Spider-Man cartoon.
Wait, he was?
Apparently so. I just found out.
Oh yeah, that was probably the last minute of what they did in that mediocre Spider-Man cartoon. That was just
they did Super Spider-Man that cartoon. Wasn't great.
Oh no, well honestly, what do you expect? I mean, like to me, it is what Marvel really and I'm gonna say this: what Marvel Studios really needs to do is bring back the '90s show. I swear to God, they need to bring.
Or bring us Spectacular Spider-Man. That's what I want.
Oh, that too. But I don't see Spectacular Spider-Man coming anytime soon. Because
I don't see that happening.
If Hasbro's publishing toys on the '90s Spider-Man cartoon, I really don't see any value on them bringing any further than that. Yeah. Anyway, but I'm gonna say this: if you want to have, if all you care about is having Peter and MJ back together, you really need to rethink a lot of things. I would say no because it feels like I'm trying to say what you're trying to say.
I say no because fear that when you lap, but begin try to retcon wins and repeat like what you said. I like Spider-Man for the labor, struggling to find balance. Continue. Whether it's the balance of power responsibility or the balance of being Peter and Spider-Man.
Yep. Yeah, I can agree. I can agree with that. That's a good mindset. I could really, really full blown 100% understand what your claims.
Yeah, I get that. The only thing I want is this. I want Peter to be a father.
You want to see that where Marvel outright refused to do multiple times. They just you can't control me. You can't control me. You can't. Okay, in a lot of ways you can, and that you want that. In a lot of ways, they can control you, buddy. They do it so well, and they do it clickbait after clickbait after clickbait, and nobody wants to pull that trigger of I'm done.
Yep.
Or okay, Marvel, you win. Yep. You're winning because not only you do not want to write the character. I get the point. It's almost the same thing how I feel with Iron Man, with the whole factor of okay, I get it. You want to appeal to King Jong-un, fat ass Majin Buu, that little fucking dick fuck who literally, I'm gonna rule the world, and he thinks he's God gifted the planet, and you'll never, ever, 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 ever have Mandarin, and that was a bullshit lie if there ever fucking was one.
It didn't happen.
No, it never it didn't even fucking happen.
So what did happen in this story?
He just came down and just wanted to talk to her, and then after that was mainly it.
So the Manuel Link still went nowhere. Great.
Yeah, and if on top of that stuff, I mean, she's utilizing the Mandarin's rings. I'm like, why don't you do an Ironheart book?
Makes sense to me.
Granted, we'll know if she's gonna get an Ironheart book series when her show comes out.
Like, have the Mandarin possess her. Like her begin the Mandarin, except the Mandarin is in air mine.
That actually did happen. That actually did happen. The Yellow Claw did wear the rings, and the spirit of the Mandarin took over and literally became the Claw and pretty much possessed them, which really would have makes sense in Iron Man lore. Yeah. But yet again, they're not going to pull that trigger because you want to know why?
a piece of China, and China will be pissed off about
Yeah,
Mongol.
yeah, and that is also a language as well. So it'd be like they would be insulting and bullshit. Typical. We gotta cater to China.
Yeah.
Enough with China. It's bad enough. They make us to be the bad guy.
Yep. Agreed. Ugh.
Uh,
I missed this. This was fun. This was better
oh yeah,
than
dude.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man did shit, but your guy became a god. Yeah.
No, not just that, but that run was everything that Spider-Man wishes he would be. That run, in a lot of ways, understood the character of Iron Man. But what the fuck happened? You have a name. You have a YouTuber name. You have a YouTuber named Critical Thinker, and he went every way possible to shove down his fucking bullshit agenda to such a degree that he got his ultimately wish.
Yep.
Got a mediocre run.
Let's go back. Number one is good. Duggan took over. Yay. As the same way when the current X-Men book I don't like right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're gonna have a crossover with X-Men.
Yeah, which is like, so why does Iron Man need a Mobile Suit Gundam fighting the X-Men? Now, granted, I mean, it would be funny. It would be funny if he defeated the X-Men. Yeah. Because in Invincible Iron Man 307, he fought the X-Men. And he absolutely defeated them all. I would be laughing my ass off.
Yep.
If that happened.
But anyway, I mean,
Spider-Man's supposed to be more relatable. I mean, being human supposed to be.
True. Yeah.
I mean, but yet again, I mean, like when you look at everything about that character, I mean, it's the more factor of what type of relatability they're really pushing. That's another thing too, where when you look at things, you gotta look at like also. I know I hate repeating myself, and I know it's getting repetitive at this point on this whole thing. The buying and selling aspect, and what's what the type of story what the writer wants to tell. Does he want to tell a relationship story with Peter, or does he want to tell something to where he would want to pick up? That's something I see.
I think I was buying great Avatar. Spider-Man, Luke, and New Hope, despite tragedy, Optimus overcomes. Yep. And
yeah, exactly. I could agree with that. I mean,
yep. Yeah, because as far as this quantum concerned with the X-Men, I don't know.
They're only doing it just be the quick paycheck. They've done it before in the fucking 90s.
That's true.
I mean, like, they're gonna. I'll be laughing my ass off when he defeats the X-Men.
I think he's teaming up with them. Not gonna fight them. He teamed up with them to fight against the X-Men villain from the current X-Men book. Some asshole wanted to be made Mars, but then we took it first. So, yeah, I'm mad at the X-Men from colonizing Mars because I want to do it first. Why? Because...
Why not? Well, okay, why not have X-Men colonize Mars?
No, not that. I'm fine with the colonizing Mars. I meant the villain who wanted to colonize Mars. He's mad at the X-Men because they got there first.
Yeah, it's just... it's kind of stupid.
Yeah, I agree. It's stupid.
But that's the thing. They like to do stupid shit.
Yep. And I'm fighting that jerk. Yippee.
Yeah, but yet again, I mean, like it's only going to serve one purpose. People like me are going to buy that shit because. And I'll say this, hey Hasbro, can you make that into a toy? I mean, seriously. I mean, like that's the only thing that I'm going to be asking on Hasbro. But
yeah.
But I mean, besides all that stuff, guys, I'm being real when I'm saying this, and I'm trying to wrap this up with.
Yeah, we're going for 2 hours. Holy shit!
Yeah.
We went. I didn't even get to eat lunch. Damn.
Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry too, brother. I'm fucking starving to death.
Yeah.
But I mean, with the fact is with Marvel and everything in between. Um, I mean, you got to look at with Mary Jane and Peter and the fan base don't even want to. This is the thing. You got to look at their history. History is always their best against to them. If you want fucking change, you got to use their history. But no one wants to pull that trigger. No one wants to
No.
fucking do their research. And if you don't want to support them, you need to stop buying their books. Even
Yep.
if it's the story's really great, you need to stop buying their books because the facts are nothing will change.
Yeah.
And if they won't change in a lot of ways,
What's the point?
what's the point? What is, in a lot of ways, I mean, if you just at this point where you just want a good story, then continue buying with whatever they shit out.
Yeah.
But if you want a specific relationship, and if that's all you want, that's all you care for, and I tell this to Tevia all the time, stop buying books. Stop caring. Because I'm going to raise my relationships. The two relationships that Marvel does not want to write, Jane Foster and Thor.
Yep.
And Wanda and Vision. You would think they would be putting them together because movies and TV shows are already there. But they have the longest time have been trying to get rid of this relationship for one specific reason. They only put Mary Jane to be Peter's love interest because of damage control.
Yep.
It's just the solid truth.
And so one my advice, read Lost Hunt. This book just spent me Jane to put you pregnant. Yay. That made me happy.
Well, I mean, like the most cash in a lot of ways. That's only further the more my point of just like cashing in, and they know you guys would absolutely eat that shit up.
I got it more because I got my wish, baby. I got people in that child. I got my wish, but they need to pull the trigger. Why? What for?
They won't, and I keep saying they won't pull that trigger because they know deep down if they did, they would absolutely ruin the character in their eyes.
Speak of Spidey, I know. I think we're gonna wait. I know. I think we're gonna have to spend out weird at this point, put anything in food. But one more thing I do want to talk about: Nightcrawler from Spider-Man now. Of course, let's make Nightcrawler Spider-Man. Because
why not? I mean, like seriously, why the fuck not? Yeah. It would be one hell of a book. I mean, like seriously.
Yeah, it's called
I mean, like
Spider-Man. Yay.
I mean, honestly, he would be a good perfect choice. He literally could save people, and all he could do is grab you. You're gone. Yeah. He's got the awesome. I don't know why they didn't pull that trigger. I saw that. I'm like, dude, he looks awesome wearing that suit. Yep. Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if ever Hasbro make a toy line, I'm buying that figure. Shit, he's gonna be great.
Yeah. Anyway,
wait. I want to reply to that. I have to launch. I have to get lunch, but I hope. Oh well, dude, just send me on a message on PlayStation. I'll tell you when I want to do it. Just do that. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we'll
talk about that anyway later. It's been a really good ride, all of you guys. If you want to come down and talk to me, I'll gladly talk to you on Discord. I'll gladly have like a mini debate, or if you want to bring me to your podcast, I'll gladly have a conversation with you. I'll see you guys later. This is the Elite, and stay tuned for more. Me and Tevia are not done with this because when that issue drops,
each 26 drops, we'll make a video about that. But wait, we should probably go final thoughts.
No, I already did my. I'm doing my final thoughts right now.
Oh, sorry.
When that issue drops, we're doing a video about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to speak about every single thing about that specific issue and everything in between on that. Because in a lot of ways, supposedly something big happens. If they pull that trigger, people like me are going to be pulling that fucking soda, and I'll be like, man, that was good. Give me more of tears of just your suffering, your love, your milk.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man, it would be too good. But anyway, stay tuned.
Anyways.
I'll see you guys later. We'll know on that issue.
Yep. Anyway, my bomb, but yeah. Okay, you know what I mean? Yeah, my bomb is in the hole. I'm gonna wish it happens. If Mary does die, I'll be finding on the coffin. If she doesn't die, then you'll all be nothing. But we're glad we get there. I get the food. I'm starting. Thank you, everybody for joining me. You can find me YouTube Smoker, my Twitter and stuff. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, you know the rest, Facebook, Twitter, you know the rest. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Michael, thank you, Gavin, thank you, Natty, for joining me. Thank you, Michael, for joining me. Thank you, Robert, for joining me as well for this cameo. Thank you for joining me, and see you next time. Oh yeah, thank you, Gavin, for joining me as well. You know, we appreciate that. And everybody for joining this great stream, and see you next time.